Welcome everyone who's joining us for day 3 of the Wealthy Way class series. There's a couple people here from the States. I believe you are in Portland, Carrie. Tanya, you are in Comox, I believe. Maybe it was Merville. Taryn, I believe you're here today. So please introduce yourself and let's hop right into the training. So glad to see you. Anyone on Facebook who's joining us, welcome. Let me just double check so I can welcome you in. There were some people who were joining us yesterday. Our topic for today is laser focus, the science behind why you attract what you focus on. And it's such a dynamic, powerful, and important topic for us to learn more on, because when we get more knowledge, we figure out that we actually have so much more to learn. So that's the first step to learning, is being open to continual growth. So today, as a bit of a recap, I'll cover what we dove into yesterday, which was confidence, how to boost it so that you can achieve those dreams that you wrote down on day 1 when we clarified your vision, and the necessity to continue to be hopeful for the future, for yourself and for humanity. So we went over agreements yesterday and judgments and self-limiting beliefs. Today is connected to overcoming some limiting thoughts and experiences that you either are limited by or benefit you moving forward to develop greater focus and an ability to stay on track and speed up the results, speed up your time that it takes to achieve the life that you want moving forward in this stage of your life. So let me pull up my notes here. All right, so remember the first day that I was training, we talked about Tom Ziglar's book, and I forgot the name of it. I wanted to remind all of you that it's called Choose to Win. And we used the hot air balloon as an analogy. And if you have an opportunity to read that book, I would highly recommend it. In it, he uses this quote or this formula that our input plus our new choices creates new output, new results in our lives. And so we need to be very aware of how what we're putting in to our thought patterns, allowing into impact our programming, actually impacts the choices you make on a daily basis, how focused you are or not, and then your habitual habits and outcome resulting from that. So let's dive into today's content, where I can share with you more about the evidence that backs up what I'm going to teach you, and some stories from my life, as well as first things first practice I want to suggest you follow. So when you think about your past experiences and your belief systems, they all impact your brain. It's called neuroplasticity. Thankfully, our brain is malleable, and we can change the roots up there where they direct. We can erase old ones. Thankfully, we have power over our minds and our thought patterns to create a new destiny. Now, when I say that, I get super happy and thankful that we have that power and ability, and we just need to learn how to exercise it so that we can get better results in our businesses, in our families, in our wider community. So if you focus on the negative or the pessimistic old view, old beliefs, your reticular activating system, which is like probably about this big and runs, I am not an expert in this, but I know some basics, that it runs from the back to the front of your brain and is responsible for siphoning the past experiences and beliefs to help you, but sometimes they hinder you in moving forward. So, what do I mean by that? If you don't even test the thoughts that you're allowing in your mind, then they will nevertheless impact how you see the world and the opportunities and solutions you miss out on or that you seize. So, if you focus on the negative or the pessimistic because of your past experiences, and maybe, for example, you think that people who are very wealthy are selfish and greedy and shallow, materialistic, and that's all that they care about, that's your view of the world, then your RAS, your reticular activating system, is going to find data to support and validate your beliefs, unless you prime it otherwise. Let's compare that. So, if you are focused on the positive and your RAS is picking up that belief set, then what happens is it provides you with solutions. It provides you with opportunities. It provides you with all of the reasons why you will be a success and how you can achieve your dream. It's beautiful, which is why we need to be the ones who are intentionally focusing, like taking a little child and saying, no, walk this way. No, 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 no. If you walk that way, you'll get hurt. Walk this way. This is the way. This is what I tell my dog. No, this is the way, Layla. This is the way. And I refocus her so that she doesn't run across the highway and get hit. So we need to prime it. And usually we need to prime the reticular activating system. And I'm telling you this because it's a foundation for the rest of the training today. We need to prime it because we need to see ourselves and our future through a new light. So our identity and what's possible. Some people have old beliefs that I'm inadequate. And so the reticular activating system finds all the different validation to prove that, yes, you are lacking. You don't compare. You don't have a chance in creating that success you want, compared to someone else who says, I'm a rock star, and wealth, opportunities, money, and love, I'm like a magnet for them. They just can't stay away from me. I'm so loved by my family that they just want to spend time with me all the time. You see how we have our own identity shaped by past experiences and beliefs? Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not. So we need to determine and prime ourselves for a new, better outcome so that our RAS can support us. So today I want to give you, on top of that evidence behind that evidence that helps us develop focus, I want to give you some steps, and I have a lot to share with you today. So please be writing, but also listen again to this recording. You'll get it by email, or if you're in my Facebook group, The House of Impact, you can watch recordings there. There's a lot to take away from today, and I don't want you to miss out on any of it. So any questions about what I've been sharing so far? Because even that was quite a lot. Any questions? You can just type it in the chat. Let's move on, as I'm not seeing anything. Double checking here on Facebook. All right. So first things first, when we want to hone in our focus to be able to accomplish an exciting dream, we need to first, like on day one, go back and listen to it. It's only 30 minutes on a walk. Clarify your vision, clarify the desire. If we don't have a clear desire and it's foggy, how will we hit the bullseye? So that's step one, clarify the desire. Step two is to write it down and review it daily. And I'm not kidding. When we write down what we desire, and I'm going to give you a sentence in which it will be a helpful way to write it down, and you keep it top of mind, what you focus on is where your attention will go, backed up by new beliefs, which you will build experiences for that give you a solid emotional foundation to make that belief concrete. We can talk more about that. Anthony Robbins talks about that in one of his first books. So we can talk more about that later, about developing belief systems. So we clarify the desire, we write it down, and we review it every day. This is what I do. I review my goals every day, and I'm not perfect. So there's been seasons of my life that I don't do this for sure. But this is what keeps something top of mind and also keeps the fire lit in your heart and you motivated and energized to keep going when you haven't seen a result materialize in the area of your life where you desire more wealth. Who's loving this? Let me know in the chat, okay? Share your energy with me. It's a waste of your time if you write it down and review it every day, but you really, truly don't believe. You don't believe you're capable. You don't believe it's possible. You focus too much on the how, and you are just reading like a robot. No, my friend, you have to read it and allow the words to sink in and feel the emotion of how good it is to feel what you want to achieve in the present moment. Be you in the future. Be him. Be your future self. Be her. Be your future self. Nearly every morning, I feel like I could spend 3 hours visualizing future Amy and her experiences, how joyful and fulfilling and filled up and overflowing with thankfulness it feels to be living that. We create, remember I was teaching on this yesterday, from the inside out. It's backwards when we try and move forward to pursue a dream without a vision. So 1, clarify the desire. 2, write it down, review it, and feel it with emotion. I'm going to give you a statement you can use right now for your written down statement. It's I can and I will, and then write down your goal or write down the problem in your life that you want to solve. Some people like solving problems more than they like achieving goals. So you can decide for yourself which person you are. And another statement you can write down, and I'm moving fast, so ask me if you need me to repeat these, is I'm so happy and thankful that, and insert what wealth you want, if it's money, if it's love, if it's connection, if it's health. I'm so happy and thankful that money comes to me in increasing quantities on a continual basis from multiple sources. I'm so happy and thankful that money comes to me on a continual basis in increasing quantities from multiple sources. Hallelujah. And feel how good that feels. Say it in the present, because you know as much as I do, there is power in your words. And even if you're not saying something bad over your life, why not speak something good and life-giving that you want to receive that you can't see yet? In her book, You Are a Badass at Making Money, or You Are a Badass, Jen Sincero talks about going to the spiritual gym. And for myself, I find going to the spiritual gym every day is critical for improving my focus, maintaining focus, staying on track. I want to ask you, what's one way that you go to the spiritual gym? What's one way that you feel like you stay grounded, calm, powerful, filled up spiritually? And maybe this isn't important to you and you think, why the heck is Amy teaching on spirituality and the importance of me going to a spiritual gym, a personal spiritual gym? I love how my alarm goes off when I'm talking about spiritual things. Ah. I didn't plan that. Why is Amy teaching about a spiritual gym when I signed up for a class on wealth creation, finding wealth every day in my life and creating more of it? Well, it's all interconnected. And your happiness in each area of your life is not just family related, not just money related, not just health related. It's connected to your deeper purpose and your deeper meaning and your deeper significance and the legacy you are meant to leave with your life. Yeah, you're meant to leave a legacy with your life. And this week we're talking about getting intentional about the legacy you want to leave and seeing yourself as that valuable and that important and that crucial that you get into aligned action. And we can't get into aligned action unless we're connected to a higher power, a greater source. That's my personal belief. And it's okay if it's not yours. But I'm going to share with you what going to the spiritual gym looks like for me. And if you want to apply that to your life, you have some framework that you can use. So, to go to the spiritual gym, when I am reviewing my goals and I've written them down in present form, present tense, and I've visualized the outcome already playing out in my life, the fourth step is to believe that what I want is already here and available for me. It's happening, and I don't have to do it all by myself. The fifth thing I do is I expect that what I want is meant for me and that my desires are a good thing. The sixth thing I do is I get really thankful before I've received what I want. And believe me, this is like increasing the weights that I lift at the gym, spiritually speaking. Getting thankful before what you want has materialized requires a greater faith muscle than only celebrating once a result is seen in your life. Get it? So I think we're at number 4, 5, maybe that was number 6. Is that right? Can you chime in and let me know? Was I at number 6? Being thankful ahead of time before you get the result you want. Okay, thank you, Taryn. Number 6, be thankful ahead of time. And 7 is to look for the open door in front of you right now. What's the open door, the low hanging fruit that's right in front of your eyes, that if you stepped into that opportunity or took that action, you'd be putting yourself in alignment with the flow of wealth that you want? This could be a small action, but you're putting yourself in alignment with the river of wealth, of love, of spiritual connection, of relationships to receive that. And you let go of the how, of how it will show up. Let me give you some examples. I love something in my teeth. I love telling stories, and we all need to hear stories as proof, right? So here's some stories from my life. Yesterday, I started off the training on confidence, sharing stories from clients' lives. Right at the beginning, if you haven't listened to those, I definitely would. So that I left you with the 7th point, right? Look for the open door now, the low hanging fruit now, the opportunity that's right in front of you now. And don't try and see 7 steps down the road. You can trust that those steps will materialize. So some personal stories to give you an example of my point and help you focus in on taking these daily actions, putting first things first in your life so that you can focus on the right thoughts, the right choices, and the right activities and habits that will create that outcome that you're desiring. So it was probably like 5 years ago. I wanted a bread machine. And I I really wanted to be able to make homemade bread, but I didn't want to go through the whole process of making it myself. And what I started to realize was, of course, I could go out and buy a bread machine, but I just never made it to the store. And I thought there must be someone's bread machine that they don't want to use anymore because people go through cycles of purchasing things and then they become redundant in their homes. So I thought there must be someone doesn't want their bread machine anymore. But I would go for walks and I would thank God for my new bread machine. Sounds crazy, hey? But I would get all happy, thanking God for the bread machine that I was going to have soon. And, eventually I would have gone to the store to buy one if I got desperate and really needed it. But I thought, God knows what I need, what I want, what would please my heart. And so I would go on these thankful walks. God, you know, and then I would leave it in those higher hands, those faithful hands. And one day, no joke, I'm walking back home and I see something white on the side of the road ahead of me, probably 300 feet ahead of me. And I thought, no way. Are you joking me? I haven't told my husband Beach. I haven't told my friends. Only God knows about this. It's a frickin' bread machine with a free sign on it. Works great, it said below the free sign. You should have seen me beaming when I picked up this white bread machine and carried it home like the prized possession that it was. I was clear about what I wanted. I thought about it every day. I asked for it. I thought of different ways I could get it. I believed I could have it, that it was a good thing to have it. I decided that I was going to get happy before I got it, believing that it would be mine soon, in my possession. Let me tell you another story. About 6 years ago, I went through a slower time in my coaching practice and consulting work. And I was feeling tight financially, not making as much as I was used to. Even though my husband was still bringing in income, I didn't feel secure. I felt like I was getting a bit desperate. I was starting to feel anxious and a little resentful that I was spending more time taking care of my family's needs than my business. And I really wanted to focus on my business. Little did I know I was finding so much of my personal worth, my value, and my importance within my job role that it was becoming dangerous for my stability in life. I don't know if you've ever felt that way or become aware that you associate your worth and your power and your importance from your job role. Well, what if that gets taken away from you? Who are you then? I realized that I'd hit that point in my life. And thankfully, due to a friend's comment and feedback, and I decided, okay, I'm going to trust that I will be taken care of and I will be provided for financially. At the time, my friends, I was renovating a home with my husband. And my side of things was I would do some hands on work when necessary, but most of my focus was taking care of our children, taking care of the financials and the paperwork. So it was still a lot of work, and I had less time for my consulting work and my clients and any kind of training or speaking. And that home ended up selling for about $50,000 more than we ever dreamed of asking for or putting it on the market for. We couldn't have expected it. So, this is something to remember. One, your dreams are important. And if you believe in God, God cares about them too. God cares about you so much. And what you want is possible. But sometimes your dreams materialize in ways that you don't expect. And you're provided with the love of your life. It seems like out of the blue, or you're provided with the money or the contract or the opportunity, the connection out of the blue. And it wasn't anything that you felt you actually had to work for. It's beautiful. Expect that your dreams will come to be in your life, which is why it's important you have a dream and a vision. If this is landing for you, give me tons of exclamation points or happy faces if you're on your phone, because it means so much to me that this is landing for you. When that house sold for that much money, I felt like I needed to have a serious one-to-one with God. That my value is found in you. My importance is found in you, inside of me, not in my work. My value never changes. And I can be provided for in the most beautiful, fun, wild ways, financially or otherwise. And I'm open to that. So be open to receive finances, money, health, connections, opportunities in all sorts of ways. Okay? Because it can be possible for you too. Let me share one last story before we round off our training today. Hi, Jackie. Welcome. I see you're here with us too. My one last story. It's a sweet one about the love of my life, my husband, Beach. I was a teenager dating someone else, and I heard his parents, his dad, say to his mom, "Hey, babe. Oh, I love you, babe. Oh, you're such a babe." And in my heart, I said, I want that. I want someone to call me babe. And I met this man who, one, is called, his name is Beach or Beecham, but most people call him Beach. And I have always been a lover of the ocean. So come on, his name is Beach. And two, without being asked, he's called me babe all my life. So what do you want? Get clear, have a vision. Look at that vision and those goals with that sentence structure that I gave you today. Do it daily, do it twice a day. Envision yourself already having that. Feel how freaking amazing and beautiful it feels to already have what you want. Expect it. Believe that it will happen. Get thankful before you see the result materialize. Don't wait to see it. Get thankful and don't depend on those things showing up before you control how you feel. And then look for the low-hanging fruit, the opportunity right before you that you could step into or act on today that's probably uncomfortable, maybe scary, but helps you up level and step into the amazing shoes you're meant to be wearing in this season of your life. And let me know how it's going. Send me an email. Give me some feedback. What was your takeaway from today? I would love to hear. Who's in the room? What kind of feedback are you wanting to give me today that has been really valuable for you? What type of insights? The sentence prompts. Yeah, it's really helpful to have structure to start from, right? Carrie, Tanya, Jackie, anyone want to share your feedback, your insights? If you're watching this replay later on, please let me know at this point, whether it's on YouTube, through my email community, what are you taking away from this training? What was most helpful for you, most valuable? Thanks for joining me live today. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about um, creating an abundance of wealth in your life. And it's going to be called Let It Rain, how wealth making can be joyful, easy, and faster than you think. Tanya, you really like about being thankful before you receive. Yes. We're meant to be filled with energy and joy, actually flowing over onto others. And one of the ways we can do that is choosing our emotional state and not relying on things changing before we feel how we want to feel, which actually attracts some pretty cool people into your life because you become more attractive when you are being your authentic self and stepping into greater levels of personal power that are just waiting for you to step into. Thanks for joining me. And I invite you to share this training, the link that I send you through email, with a friend so that they can access the structure in the sentence prompts. They can access the different teaching points that I taught today. Really appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow at 12.